Welcome back to the Webby and O'Neill channel. It's match reaction. Manchester United 1, Copenhagen 0. Harry Maguire wins it with the goal, but I think it's the heroics from Andre Onana that sealed the win.
Listen, the headlines are the things to talk about. Harry Maguire, much maligned, gets the header, well-deserved, fantastic. And then you've just got to say to yourself, another player who's been maligned, Onana. What a save. And let me tell you, the roof came off tonight at Old Trafford.
It did indeed. Is anything really to talk about in that first half? I think the highlight was the referee blowing the whistle 15 seconds before the 45. So, any thoughts on that first half, though, before we go into the second?
I think that first half, when you look at it from a Manchester United point of view, to me, it looked like there was a collective fear in the game. I think they were set up. I wasn't sure what was really going on. I don't think the midfield, the players were confident in any way. Maybe once, what I can remember, United really going forward and getting a chance. But what a poor first half. It was just an unforgettable first half. But European football, I've seen games like that. But what it was, it set United up for a tricky second half. But to the credit, honest to God, Kieran, to the credit, I thought United played well in that second half.
Did they play well? Because Copenhagen kind of opened up a little bit more in that second half. Instead of sitting back looking to counter-attack, they looked to play a bit more expansive football.
Yeah, well, that was the way it was going to go. Both teams, Copenhagen obviously wanted to win. United needed to win. So the game was going to open up a bit more. But I thought United held them. Yes, there was a few tricky moments, I thought. But I thought United on the counter-attack was brilliant. There was two brilliant chances, as we was talking about, what really should have been put away with a bit more calmness. But I thought United got it together. I think the fear went out of them. They were playing the football. They seemed to calm down a lot. And I just thought it was a matter of time. But when the goal came, no way did I expect that. I mean, Harry Maguire there, I watched his interview. He was absolutely buzzing after the game, and quite rightly so. Fantastic header, got himself in the position, and that's what you want from any player. But for Harry Maguire, he'll be on top of the moon tonight.
Yeah, no, on top of the moon, sorry, and rightly so. And a player who have been critical of, but I'm absolutely made up for him tonight, to be honest with you. Listening to him on that interview, like you say. But look, we had chances tonight. We had chances from our attacking players. We had Garnacho, Rashford, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and we've not found the net. Is that a worry for you going forward?
Yeah, it is a worry. You could see at times there was a lack of confidence. It went right through the team at times. But, you can sort of put it into perspective. The pressure on them players tonight was immense. And after that first half performance, it was just piling on them. But a little bit more luck, a little bit more calmness. Garnacho, Rashford there. One of them really should have scored the goal. It wasn't going on. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did happen in the end of the day from the most unexpected quarters.
Yeah. It took us 55 minutes, though, to see the best move of the match, and that did involve Rashford beating his man down the left-hand side, squaring the ball into the box with Højlund with a neat touch to lay off Eriksen, but it was a smart save by the Copenhagen keeper.
Yeah,
but, it's a worry when it's taking you 55 minutes to create a really good opportunity.
Well, you and I was talking while the game was on there. We couldn't see where it was coming down the wings. We spoke pre-match about Højlund needed the ball quick from the wingers, and there wasn't any fluid football. There wasn't any connection between the full-backs, the wingers. The wingers didn't seem to go at it, Kieran. I don't know what you think, but, I just watched Anthony there. I didn't think he had a great game. I don't think many of them had a great game in that first half. But up to that 55th minute, that was the first time I'd seen the wingers go in there, and it was poor. We need an improvement in that area.
Yeah, I think we was discussing it in our match preview, especially our wide players. We've seen too much of them passing the ball inside, stopping the play instead of getting the ball, running at the man, attacking the fullback, attacking the midfield area. And to me, in the first half, there was too much of that passing backwards. We talked about in the first half, didn't we? If it was Reguilon, he made a great run in the first half up the left channel, and then he just stopped and then passed it sideways, passed it back, and you're thinking, come on, you've got to come on and attack these. You're at home, mate. It's Manchester United. Let's go for it.
Yeah, I think
it was very, very cautious at times, and I think that affected the rhythm of the play, to be honest with you.
I think when I said before about the fear, I think it was the fear, but also the tactics, what was played. Keep the ball, keep it tight, keep the ball passing sideways, backwards, keep possession. That's what it seemed to me. There didn't seem to be anything going through. There was no through balls, which was what we wanted. And we wanted that through ball to Højlund, and it wasn't coming. It was too methodical. But to be honest with you, you know, I was surprised. I thought Copenhagen would have put more pressure on Man United. I didn't think they were as good as I was expecting. I thought, really, if they would have gone at United a little bit more, I think United could have been in serious trouble.
I think if they had players who could finish, more importantly, I think you'd be seeing 1 or 2 goals on their score sheet tonight. And that's a big worry when you've got some big games coming up in Manchester City and Newcastle who can finish. But, you know, in that first half, I turned around to you and there was times, to me, it reminded me of when we had Louis van Gaal in the dugout, sideways passing, you know, that sort of slow possession-based build-up.
Yeah.
And that's something, you know, I don't want to see here at Manchester United anymore. And we have seen moments last season where a lot of people out there will say we're still very much a counter-attacking team, and that's where our biggest threat come on the counter-attack, and we're still seeing that in the second half with the chances that we did create. But you're seeing in the second half as well with Bruno, he got a lot closer to Højlund, a lot closer with the 2 wide players as well, and that seemed to affect United's play as well going forward, where we had more attacking chances in the first half. Bruno, you know, we said a couple of times, we won't mention it on camera because of some of the things we were saying, but with Bruno, it's like, what are you doing at left back? What are you doing at left back? You've got to be a little bit more disciplined in the role you've got to play, and you're more effective going forward to be a player who can connect from the midfield and the centre forwards, surely. Not at left back, centre midfield kind of thing.
I don't think what it is when you look at that first half performance, it's a first half performance where you got to be critical of all the players. I think what you have to take into, this is a Champions League game. We've lost the first 2 games. So the caution was the name of the game here. That's how I see it. Let's just work our way into the game. Bruno there being at left back, and that didn't make any sense. A lot of the players at times were in positions what didn't make sense. But I think what it was, caution was the name of the game, and you have to work your way in. Get to half time. I think that's what's the plan. Get to half time. Let's get a little bit of confidence going into the second half. We know what we've got to do in the second half. If we go in and we're not getting beat, and in the second half, to the credit all of them, I thought, especially when Eriksen come on, I thought the way he joined in with the midfield, they sort of worked together a lot more, which was easy to produce that counter-attacking football. Whereas in the first half, it seemed to be all holding still, holding back, which was a tactic. You know, I look at it and I think, it was poor from the eye of the football connoisseur. The football connoisseur doesn't want to see that. But unfortunately, Champions League, we've been beat 2 games. If we lose this game, we are out and possibly wouldn't even qualify for the Europa League. So that's how big it was. And it was, I think, a tactic was, let's get to half-time. We know we can play football. We know we can play a counter-attacking football. But what I thought was a great change in the second half was the way they used the wingers. And the way they used the wingers created the danger. And go on.
With you talking about Eriksen there, I don't think it's any coincidence that, you know, you look at him come on at half-time against Brentford for Casemiro. Erik ten Hag said after the game, after the Brentford match, he said, I wanted more football. Eriksen comes on, we end up winning the game, creating more chances there. The same with Sheffield United. I thought he played great when he come on there, controlled the midfield. And again tonight, against Copenhagen, he comes on, we start creating more chances going forward. And he's maybe got to look at that now going forward, Erik ten Hag, and think, well, I'm going to have to start using Christian Eriksen from the start. For me, though, just going a bit of a side topic here, Mason Mount, a player who I expected to play tonight, and, you know, he didn't start. Is there something going on there? Has he fell out of favour with Erik ten Hag for you?
No, I don't think he's fell out. I listened to Erik ten Hag, and what it is, he just hasn't got it right yet. Right, it's not working proper in that midfield. And, you know, the excuse, I say the excuse, it's not an excuse. It's like, it's not right yet because of what we've got with the back 4. The back 4 is being messed about, different players here and there. And I have said, the movement from the back four to the midfield. If you're changing that back four, there is no connection there. And Ten Hag did mention that. He knows the problem.
Yeah.
He's aware of it, which is good. And for him to come out with, I have got a problem in midfield. And we all know that. He knows it needs to get right. But he did point out that it won't be right until he gets a solid back four, what's there, week in, week out, working together.
Yeah, of course. I think look, in recent weeks, we've not really seen a style of play, and Manchester United control large parts of games. And I think a lot of that is down to the back four. We've not got our strongest back four available. I think Luke Shaw and Martinez are big blows in how comfortable they are on the ball and bringing the ball out, and the positional awareness to when to step into midfield, when to make runs up and down the left wing like Luke Shaw can do. I think that is affecting us, with the players that are coming in. But, there's no slight on them. I'm not slagging them down. They're trying to come in and to do a job. And you can see they are trying to work for each other. I just think sometimes, instructions are just getting thrown over their heads kind of thing, and they're not able to carry it out. But for me, I think in that midfield area, he's got to change it, because he's got near enough his strongest possible midfield to choose from there, barring obviously Casemiro tonight suspended. But he needs to get this right, because you're coming up against two teams in the next two games who are on it. They're very well drilled teams who will create chances, and they will punish us if we don't get a control of that midfield.
Well, the good thing is he's aware of it, and if he's aware of it, he knows he's got to put it right. But tonight, I thought in the second half, he worked it right. The tactics, the way United played in the second half was fantastic. And I've just got to look at the end of the game. I've mentioned Maguire. What a great goal. What a great goal for him. The boost it'll give him, you know what I mean? As we all know, Maguire's not my favourite player. Many of yous out there, the same as. But tonight, you've got to give him credit. But let me tell you, this fella here on my right, when that penalty was given, right, his hands was in his head. He couldn't believe it. And what was it like?
Punching my brain out of my head, honest to God.
Yeah.
I said, though, to you, I went, he's saving it.
He's saving it.
I went, you watch, he's saving it. I went, it's got a save written all over it. And you weren't having it first off. And then when he saved it, what was we doing? We was up in the air, rolling about on the floor.
And they're doing the same as yous. They're doing exactly the same as yous out there. And you know something? A lot of people have maligned Onana. And I've said that he will come good. His confidence, I thought, the last game against Sheffield United, bit of confidence booster for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that tonight, that save, as I said, the roof came off Old Trafford tonight. But every player who was on the bench, on the pitch, went absolutely mental. It was like the Man United of old, all together there. That can only do the team, the club, the world of good. And let's hope so, because it's Manchester City next. And that is the boost we need. But for Onana himself, to me, I was going to give Harry Maguire his second man of the match. And I've got to give it Onana for that, because what that should do for Man United going forward, it should do tremendous boost, get everyone's confidence up and togetherness. We can do this. This is hard. We've got Copenhagen away. We've got Galatasaray away. Them two are must wins. And then it's Bayern Munich. That could be one of the most important European nights for a long time. And let me tell you, miracles do happen. And I am surprised that we could be in.
You're proper bigging this up here. You are.
I am bigging it up. I'm bigging it up because I honestly thought, right, we might not be able to get in that position. But it's Copenhagen first, and we've got to go there. And I watched them tonight.
Listen, to be honest with you, with the performances though recently, look, we've got to settle down a bit. We're not controlling large parts of games. So we know that. For the time being, I think we've got to take it game by game. And listen, if by the next two games against Copenhagen away, Galatasaray away, we win them two games, well, look, we're in a good position then to bring Bayern Munich in, and let's see where we're at in needing the points.
But the reality is this: lose against Copenhagen, then it's over. So
the heroics here tonight from Onana, the goal from Harry Maguire, then count for nothing. So let's hope they can use that as a springboard to go forward, to give him the confidence. But the performance, it needs to improve, and hopefully, the time that they've got on the training field this week before the City game and the Newcastle game, they can work on something, because for me, the wide players and Bruno Fernandes, they need to get a lot closer to Højlund and work in and around Højlund so he can play off them. He can play off them kind of thing. And because we need to start putting more and more chances away.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Well, there was chances there tonight, and they should have been put away. Unfortunately, that seems to be a recurring theme for Man United. But let's not get overboard. Let's not get too down on it. That first half, yes, it was a poor first half, but it was a tactic, the way United played. They wanted to get through. No, it was poor. We know
Yeah, but
it
you're
was
saying
poor.
it was a tactic.
It was a tactic.
I hope it's not a tactic from Eric.
No. This is a one-off game. It's a European game. It's not the Premier League, right? So he just wanted to get through. As I see it, this is how I see it. It's my opinion. I thought he just wanted to get to half time, right? Making sure that we're still in the game and that we didn't make a mistake. It was a poor game. Let's get it right. As a football fan, it was terrible. There's no two ways about it. But we went in 0-0. And you've seen the tactical change and the way United sort of changed the style. So at the end of the day, it worked right. But my God, what a poor first half. But the second half lived up to its name. What I did say, it would be carnage and chaos. And that's what it was. For me, what a great night of European football.
Are you happy?
So happy.
I'm happy as well. Let us know if you're happy out there. But yeah, when you're talking about man of the matches, I'm going to give it Harry Maguire again. We did do against Sheffield United. Onana's heroics at the end. Yeah, you know, he's sealed us the 3 points there instead of dropping 2 points from a winning position. But I've got to go with Harry Maguire. I think everything that he keeps taking, I've been critical of him and a lot of people out there, and I think it was a great performance he gave tonight. He had his 1 or 2 moments where he might have got skinned, but all in all, I think it was a good performance compared to a lot of them on the outfield.
Yeah, well, we're split. We're split on the man of the match. That's the way it is, because the 2 biggest talking points is Harry Maguire, quite rightly so, and Onana. So at the end of the day, we might have to split man of the match.
Just before we go, though, what do you think of the wide areas? I think for me, maybe he's got to look at it and put Rashford on the right-hand side, because I think Garnacho has to start against City. I was thinking the other day, actually, when we went to the FA Cup final, you know, we were talking after it how Garnacho, when he come on, was it the last 15 minutes or so?
Well, he should
against
have started.
Kyle Walker, he should have started. And when he come on in that game, I've never seen Kyle Walker look a little bit apprehensive as he did do against Garnacho when he come on that day. So for me, I think he's got to start against Manchester City and just change it up a bit. He does need to change something.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I think, you know, for Rashford there to be on the right-hand side, you know, it might work.
Yeah, I think...
Because Anthony, for me, at the moment, is not really giving out.
No, listen, Garnacho is a threat and he should be on there. And if he's left wing, then maybe Rashford on the right. But I'm telling you, he has to come on now. He has to make a change. Yeah. Something has to change. Yeah. Yes, he knows he's got to work it out and get a better midfield. And at the end of the day, we are struggling, and we're going to struggle for a while with a back four, what keeps changing. But things could have changed after that tonight. Let's hope so.
I think everyone's happy. In the chat.
Fantastic.
Well, Mashup says, I'm happy. So if you're happy, mate, I'm going to take it everyone else is happy in the chat.
Yeah.
Some man for one man. I like the profile name. Cheers for your comment, my mate. And yeah, just let us know all your thoughts and opinions. You know, your man of the match, you know, Andre Onana, how much confidence is that going to give him now after that penalty save? Great save as well. And
brilliant.
The shot,
brilliant.
The first 5 minutes in the second half, the shot, the strong arm as well.
Yeah.
Great save.
Oh, fantastic save. I mean, their goalkeeper, not long after, did exactly the same. A great save. So the 2 goalkeepers, they were starting to get worked after 5 minutes of the second half starting. So it did improve. Things were happening. And both teams were sort of looking to have a go. And to be honest with you, I thought United mainly kept them at bay. I thought they worked hard in that midfield. I thought they worked hard. The centre halves, I thought Lindelof played really well when he came on. I thought they did excellent, to be honest with you, at the back. 1 or 2 little chances, but that's football. You expect that. Nervy night, played absolute, utter rubbish in the first half, but we went in 0-0, come out, totally changed, and it was a competitive game, and Man United thoroughly deserved that win.
Just to go off topic a little bit, going on to the City game, does Casemiro come back in for you if he's fully fit?
No.
Big statement. I want to know your thoughts and opinions. Does Casemiro come back into the midfield against City? So would you start Amrabat at the base again?
I'd start Amrabat at the base because I think he's had a few little run-outs, obviously, yes, at left full-back and things like that. But I think his fitness is up to it now. He wasn't brought off because he was poor tonight. Nothing to do with that. It was the tactical change, bringing Eriksen on. Eriksen there, more football, more going forward. So he can get more control. That's right. But no, Amrabat for me stays there. Casemiro stays on the bench.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't think he needs Casemiro on there. Amrabat will do the job.
Okay, big statement. Another one though. Again, before we go,
Why are you sticking it on me?
Well, I'm asking you, and I'm asking.
You're sticking it on me.
Yeah, as
but
you always do.
I'll answer it honestly.
Harry Maguire is surely got to keep his place for the derby.
Harry Maguire, yeah, you'd expect Harry Maguire. I mean, it's hurting coming out of my mouth, to be honest with you.
In a funny way.
In a funny way. Yeah. No, Harry Maguire, yeah, quite rightly, deserves his place. He didn't really do anything wrong tonight. Thought he played well, kept well with Varane. I thought the partnership was good. I thought it all worked well, to be honest with you. And he got that goal. Deserves to be on the pitch against City. But, you know, it is Manchester City. It is a different team. And every player going out there has to step up.
Yeah.
And that includes Harry Maguire.
Yeah, surely that's given all the lads a lot of confidence tonight.
Yeah.
And hopefully a lot of fans out there, confidence going into the Manchester City game on Sunday. Obviously, we'll be talking about it over the next few days before the game. So if you do enjoy our content, please subscribe, press that notification bell, and we will be back tomorrow with another video. Just let us know all your thoughts and opinions on tonight's game as well, Reds. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You happy?
Happy. Really happy.